and why is it important?
This is a chance for you to. This is a chance for you to save a life. And so imagine if you saw someone collapse and you didn't do it. And you know, all the people watching this know that you save one life and you save the whole world, isn't it? So this is your chance to save one life and therefore save the whole world. And we know that in Britain, we don't do very much what's called bystander CPR. And in places like Australia and in Sweden, they do much more of it, and they get 3 times the survival rates as we do. I feel ashamed that we don't have that, and this is our chance to get our community doing this better. We should be looking after our community. You should be doing this.
Do you want me to lay down and show me?
No, I'm not going to do it on you.
Okay.
I'm definitely not going to do it on you.
Okay.
And but please look on the Mini Vinny video. So the first thing you need to do is check that it's not dangerous, because if you're on, you may be in the street. And don't rush over to someone if you're going to get run over by a car. You need to check that you're not going to get run over by a car, that you're not going to slip on some water or something. Check that it's safe, and then you need to check that what the airway is. Can you remember that? Now, so you can tell me what happened in there to see if you were watching it carefully.
No, don't actually.
But so you need to be watching it carefully, and that's why I will come back to this. But that's why we're going to do over and over it in the program, because you need to remember this. So the point is that if you have your chin down like this, then you need to, yeah, exactly. So now you remember. Go on, tell.
So you open up and you try to open up his mouth.
Yeah, you need to be kind of like this, and you
yeah.
need to be making sure that your mouth is properly open.
Yeah.
And so we're going to show it more, but look on the video and you'll see it. The point is you need to have air going down in, and then they're going to. Well, they don't do any rescue breaths because they say you don't even kiss your nan, do you? Because it's a funny thing. But we're going to talk about in the program that if you can do rescue breaths, it will help. But if you don't want to do that, just do that. And so what, can you remember what they said about where it is you press?
Between your chest, is it between?
What they said was that because it was this kind of like Vinnie Jones said, press on the sovereign, because they were kind of like joking about this stuff about, so, when you've got a kind of like that ridiculous kind of like sovereign thing, press here. So you need to be pressing there, and you need to be having your hands like this. And ideally, well, that's okay, but actually you are less likely to break ribs if you have it like this.
Okay.
So you're angling it up a bit. So, and then you need to be pressed. Can you remember how fast you were doing it?
I forgot actually. How many do you do? 30, isn't it?
Yeah, but how fast was it? Can you remember what's the staying alive? Staying alive?
I couldn't make it up. I couldn't do it. I was slow and you went so fast. So how many?
So yeah, but there is a kind of a thing, but you can use the song "Staying Alive."
Okay.
Da 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 da, staying alive, but not, you don't have to stop in the staying alive. It's da 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 like that. And if you go on the crisis simulators, it will let you practice, and so you can then do it on your computer, and it will say you need to be pressing Q and P on your computer when we do the crisis simulators on the program. So it will practice that, so you can see how you're doing. On the crisis simulators,
Fantastic.
it will show you whether you're too fast or too slow. And the point is, it's also not some little pathetic. You're not just, excuse me, I'm just going to touch. It's not like this. You got to. That's why I'm not going to do it on you, because that would really not be good.
You want to save it for the show?
I don't want to kill you, because you've got to really press down hard.
Yeah.
It's like you're going 5 or 6 centimeters down. You're not just going like this. You're really.
Yeah.
So you need to be right above it, and yeah.
Okay, tell our viewers, because we're going to be off, we don't have much time, tell our viewers why do they need to see that program and why is it